Hey guys, happy Tuesday, happy day after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, what in the world planet am I living on? It's Valentine's was yesterday. Uh, the thing about Valentine's Day is it's a really wacky holiday. It's a day of a lot of times a lot of unfulfilled expectations, a lot of I'm not where I thought I'd be, the relationship isn't the way I wanted it to be, expected. And, that's really hard and it hurts. But one thing I've realized is that simply being in relationships always hurts. And I realized as a young man, I had this idea that if it was a good relationship, then it wasn't going to hurt. If it was a good relationship, there would be no problems. We would just mesh. And so often, that's actually what I pursued in relationships. I looked for the people I just instantly mesh with, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. You complete me. You complete my sentences. You're like me, only not as awesome or better, right? And then suddenly a place of pain would appear, right? And we talked a little bit about sometimes pain is just, oh, oops, I stepped on your toe. Oops. Sometimes pain it's my brokenness rubbing up against your brokenness, right? It's revealing brokenness. But there's other stuff. I was talking to the Lord about this, and he reminded me, he said, when you were learning to drive stick, manual transmission, said, did you grind the gears ever, when you're trying to put it in gear and all of a sudden, oh yeah, absolutely. He said, were those two gears made for each other? Absolutely. They were made perfectly to mesh. And I felt like God was saying, so why did they grind if they're supposed to mesh? And I was like, because they were out of sync. They were at different speeds and they were not connecting. And he goes, exactly. He said, there's going to be pain when we attempt to connect with each other because we're out of sync naturally. And I was like, well, how do we get in sync? And he said, by syncing with me. See, if we will sync with God, if we will, like Jesus, I just do what I see the Father doing. Guess what happens? I'm going to sync with other people. There may be a little bit of grinding of gears because none of us is perfect in this, but again, it's worth it because the release of power when you and I connect, just like when a gear comes into gear, the release of power that happens through that syncing up, that connection, is worth it. I remember when I was learning to drive a car, I thought, man, I'm never going to get this. This is just horrible. Oh my gosh. It's worth it. It's worth it. So if you're in a relationship and you're grinding the gears, if you're in a relationship where there's pain, it doesn't mean God's not in the relationship. It doesn't mean there's not grace for you in that relationship. It doesn't mean that you need to run away and hide. It doesn't mean that you need to default to self-protection. It could mean God, well, I'll tell you, it's not could, it definitely is. God's saying, hey, I have something I want to do here. Lean into me, hey there, Brian. There's something here I want to do. But we make the agenda about make the pain stop. That's the goal. Or we make the agenda, get rid of the other person or whatever. And he said, lay all that agenda down and lean into me, what I want to do in this relationship. And I will bring you in sync in a way that will release the power in the relationship. And so I just really want to encourage you, especially if Valentine's left you wanting to pull back from relationships or pull back from people, pull back from a spouse, pull back. I would encourage you, lean in and find him to be more than enough for all that he wants to do in your relationship. Hi, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Oh, by the way, Women Set Free tonight, and I don't know, but I think there's still spots available on Zoom Prophetic, so check that out on Thursday. All the events, you can go to riselife.org/events. Take care.